All day I dream about beats, page 53, chapter 7. My bedroom was the beginning to look like a bona fide studio, which was fitting because all I did day and night was dream about making music. There was wires snaking everywhere and machines. Most of them brought secondhand stacked around my bed. More and more often, as soon as school was out, people would drop by to listen to make beats and mixtapes for parties. On one afternoon, Pharrell swung through. "Whoa, when did you do this?" he said, running his fingers along my new ASR-10. "That's my baby," I said with a smile. "We're about to get it on for real. I can start making some serious beats now." "You gotta let me check this out," Pharrell said, taking the slick console. The ASR-10 purchased courtesy of my Liberty Mutual checks was the finest piece of my recording any of us owned.
Thoughts on what you just read?
I remember like when I first started doing music, I didn't have a computer or anything like that, but like my mom had a computer for the house. So I downloaded Fruity Loops on that computer, and the home computer became my computer for making beats. And like it was like my baby, like he said, like every day as soon as I came home from school or as soon as I got off of work, that's all I did day in and day out. Like I can recall days I let my homeboys come over and listen to beats, right? I'm thinking my shit jamming, sounding just like it. These niggas would say like, "What the fuck is that? This shit sound like elevator music." But those words encouraged me and motivated me to go harder than ever to this day. So I'm thankful for that computer, and I'm thankful for all my homeboys that gave me that hard criticism so I can just go even harder.
Now, he mentioned his first studio was in his bedroom. What was your first studio like?
My first studio was also in my bedroom, downstairs in the basement. At first, my room was upstairs, so I had to fuck around and move it downstairs. And so my mom did this for me because she was like really encouraging to what I was doing. She was like, "I'm gonna let y'all rock out, but you got until 10 o'clock at night. At 10:01, you better have that shit off." But every night, I would go hard until 9:59 until it was time to cut the music off.
Now, another thing also that Timbaland mentioned in that passage you read is Pharrell. So obviously him and Pharrell were working alongside each other very early on in Tim's career. When you were coming up, were you more of the loner type of producer, or did you work with others as well?
Well, coming up, I worked with like a lot of people, but back then they didn't have any big names, such as Young Thug, 21 Savage, Bloody J. But I was never the loner type. I was always real talkative. I'm a Leo, so I always feel like I want to be the center of attention and I want to tell jokes and do this and do that.
So you worked with those guys before they became popular names?
Yes, very much so. I can recall like when Bloody J used to spend the night over my house because him and my brother was best friends. And I would go downstairs and we'd be play fighting and I'd be trying to beat them up while they sleep. And you know, like, this was all way, way before I gained any kind of credibility with the music.
Is it crazy to see where some of these names you mentioned are at now in the state of music? Does it surprise you?
It don't surprise me because I know I actually made my dreams come true myself. But looking back, I never would have thought that these same people that I'm around would be like real big. I can remember days at Hot Beats working with 21 Savage, and he coming there with his whole crew and his whole entourage when he first started doing music. And he was appreciative of me because I was really giving him a shot. I was really giving him my all, regardless of what anybody else was doing. I was giving him my all because I believed in him all the way back then.
Out of those three names you mentioned Bloody J, 21, Thug. Who surprised you the most with their success?
21 Savage really surprised me the most.
Why?
Well, he was just 21. Back then, we called him Lil Man. And he was just a real street nigga from the block. You see what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't nothing fictional about what he was rapping. Like, and it was just genuine music. Genuine street music. And honestly, I never thought his success would come that quick. I knew it would come, but I didn't know it would come that quick. So it took me by storm.
Got you. What do you think those guys think about your success so far? Do you think they would be surprised at your success?
Like, definitely at this point they would be. See, like, when I started off in the music industry, I was an engineer and I made beats, but they weren't the best of the beats. And so now I have like almost totally stopped engineering and just solely making beats. So like, I don't know if they would be surprised, but I know that they're proud. You know what I mean? They give credit when credit's due.